Now on CoastTV News.
Getting ready for Return Day, people in Georgetown hard at work to prepare for one of the town's most beloved traditions.
Election reaction, how people on Delmarva are digesting the results.
New names, new priorities, a big shift on the Sussex County Council, what it means for policy here on Delmarva.
And a trip to the coast. With the election decided, President Biden is going to be heading this way soon.
And expecting more in the way of clouds for Thursday, but expecting the drought condition to persist. Will we get any measurable rain in the days ahead? I'll have the latest in my full forecast.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Burying the hatchet in Georgetown, the big biannual post-election Return Day event is set to go all day tomorrow. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight at the Circle in Georgetown. If
you live in or near Georgetown, you'll want to stop by one of the biggest town traditions Thursday.
Return Day. It started in the late 1700s and still continues to this day. And as CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, it means a lot to the people who are involved.
Live music, great food, and lots of preparation. That was the scene in Georgetown Wednesday night as the town gets ready for one of their biggest traditions Thursday. Return Day is a special event every 2 years that brings in politicians, officials, and locals of Sussex County to hear the results from the elections. For town crier Kirk Lawson, it has been a part of his family for ages and says the event brings everyone together.
The important part is those winners and the losers come together and they bury the hatchet, they shake hands, and they get to work, on Friday to help make things better. That's what we've elected them for.
Before the jam-packed parade and celebration event gets started Thursday, the town gathered to enjoy the night after all the hard work to set the stage was done. For Mayor Bill West, the tradition is really special.
The thing that gets to me is being able to communicate with everybody and see the smiling faces on the sidelines.
Kathy and Dave live in Georgetown and say they can't wait for Thursday's festivities.
Very excited to be part of it. I mean, it's a very neat tradition as far as we're concerned.
While the fun is yet to begin, Wednesday night's gathering got people ready for a good time come Thursday.
There's a lot of behind-the-scenes prep that goes into making Return Day possible, but after speaking with people at the night before a celebration, they seem excited and eager to wake up bright and early and get the day started. But for tonight, they're going to get to enjoy some of these very popular meat sandwiches. In Georgetown, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
The Sussex County Council will have 3 new members come next year: Matt Lloyd, Jane Grunebaum, and Steve McCarran. Douglas Hudson and John Riley, they were not up for re-election this year, and we spoke with one of the winners who says they plan to focus on school funding.
And the cost of new school construction is something that shouldn't be just borne by the residents that are already living here.
This is the first time that there have been 3 new council members elected at one time in Sussex County since 2009.
And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, what should Sussex County's priority be next year?
Let's take a look at the results. And so far, it looks like most people saying that Sussex County should focus on controlling development. 91% of people saying that. Some focused on funding schools, handling the property reassessment, and regulating marijuana. And believe it or not, 91, that's the lowest number we've seen all day for that category. It's been high the whole way. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttv.com or use the mobile app, and you can see updated results online. At Rehoboth Beach today, emotions were split as people reacted to the news of Donald Trump being named the next president of the United States, with some saying they're devastated, others saying they are elated.
I just think the choice was so obvious. It was democracy or it's fascism, and democracy lost today.
I am very happy, not surprised at all. I'm glad to see that I believe we're getting back on the right track.
Trump made big gains this election with male voters, Latino male voters specifically.
And as we just mentioned, former President Donald Trump, he is heading back to the White House. He's the first president since Grover Cleveland to be voted out of office and then voted back in. Wednesday, Vice President Kamala Harris conceded the race.
Michael Yoshida is in West Palm Beach with reaction on the race and has details on Harris's comments.
Former President Donald Trump, now president-elect, securing more than the 270 electoral votes needed to clinch the presidency, and is winning the popular vote, which he failed to do in 2016.
This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before.
Trump addressing his supporters in West Palm Beach, Florida, early Wednesday morning.
We're going to help our country here. We have a country that needs help.
Wednesday afternoon, Vice President Kamala Harris officially conceding.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Addressing her supporters at her alma mater, Howard University. A day earlier, crowds gathered for her watch party, hoping for a much different outcome.
This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice.
Many Democratic leaders seeing the election results as a test of their policies and ideas.
We got to do some soul searching. We're getting a message from a lot of people that we're not hearing them. And I hope we take the time to do the soul searching we have to do.
While many Republicans viewing election night as a major party win.
The American people overwhelmingly chose to turn the page on the failed policies of this administration on the economy, on the border, and on foreign policy.
That was Michael Yoshida, and in light of President-elect Donald Trump's victory, another victory for Trump, the special counsel Jack Smith is in active talks with the Justice Department about how to end his federal prosecutions. Now that Trump has been elected back to the White House. That's according to a justice official familiar with the discussions, which are expected to last several days. Smith leads the case in which Trump is facing federal charges over his efforts to overturn the 2020 election and his handling of classified documents. Trump has pleaded not guilty to all charges. He previously said he would quickly fire Smith if he were to return to the Oval Office, which would bring an end to those cases.
To Ocean City now, officials there saying the result of the presidential election could have an impact on offshore wind. With Donald Trump and J.D. Vance winning, and with Republicans now holding the majority in the Senate and the House trending in that same direction, officials in Fenwick Island and throughout Worcester County think they're going to have a more sympathetic ear in Washington when it comes to their fight against offshore wind.
And that we'll have an open pathway of communication to the Trump administration, as well as our own Andy Harris, who will also be in a majority, again, have the ear of a Republican president, and that we'll be able to finally break through and get our concerns heard.
Fenwick Island's mayor says she believes the current administration has turned a blind eye to economic and environmental impacts, and OC Mayor Rick Meehan, who just won re-election, said his top priority is fighting wind farms.
New at 11, the current commander-in-chief, President Biden, has just a few months left in office, but this weekend he's going to be spending a few days at his Rehoboth Beach home. As is always the case, that means that the flight restrictions are going to be in place. Those restrictions will run from Friday, November 8th to Monday, the 11th.
We're going to take a live look outside now into Lewis and bring in our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, for a check on the weather. Hey there, Paul.
Hey there, Christina. Hey there, everybody. We'd like to say, hey there, rain, but it hasn't, shown up. And tomorrow's not looking all that promising, to be honest. Our Bay Health camera in Dover holding at 71 degrees right now. We'll drop to 66, but we will have some additional cloud cover. Now, here's the deal about Thursday. It's going to be cloudy all day long. Just don't think it's necessarily going to produce any real rain for us. We're at 69 degrees in Milton right now. We're also at 69 degrees in Georgetown, Del Mar, and in Salisbury at this moment. Keep in mind, we actually warmed all the way up to 80 degrees today, 2 degrees off of the record that was set in 2022. So we've been dry for an extended period of time, and temperatures have been wacky, crazy higher than where they should be. But we're at 40 days and counting right now, and we could possibly have 41 for tomorrow. But I do see an end in sight, but I'll have to tell you about that in my main forecast. Till then, back to you, Charlie.
Paul, we have a follow-up tonight to a story we first brought you on Monday. Richard Byrne has stepped down as president of Rehoboth Beach Main Street, which is a nonprofit that supports local businesses and encourages people to visit downtown Rehoboth. But some of our viewers will remember that Byrne, who was also the former Rehoboth Beach commissioner, was arrested for stealing campaign signs. He was charged with 2 counts of theft under $1,500 and 2 counts of criminal mischief under $1,000. According to a press release from the organization, he did this out of concern for the nonprofit. Vice President Susie Martin will serve as interim president moving forward. We have more news to get into this evening.
Still ahead tonight, the burn ban. Yeah, it's still in effect, and officials are reminding us to be careful after some recent fires.
And coming up, tired brains, how feeling sluggish during the day could be linked to a high risk of dementia.
We take a look at cloudy skies expected in Cambridge on Thursday, more sunshine on Friday, and then we start getting way cold for us on Saturday before real rain shows up. I'll explain all that in my 7-day forecast coming back in about 60 seconds.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in appliances, to ensure that you not only get the best product for your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
It's always fun bringing clients into Delmarva Design Center. No matter how much they want to spend, there's always an option for people to pick something that they like.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
At Cabinet Discounters, we truly love what we do. Transforming kitchens, bathrooms, basements, any room. Creating new ways to help you achieve your vision. And all within your budget. Plus, we've got big news. We're excited to announce our new location in Frankfort at the Banks Plaza Shopping Center. Plus, you'll get the same great quality and great price. Get inspired at our new showroom in the Banks Plaza Shopping Center in Frankfort. Learn more at CabinetDiscounters.com.
Cabinet Discounters. Great quality, great price.
Take a look at our daily almanac. We're looking at 80 degrees for the high today, only 2 away from our record, which it was set actually in 1948 as well as 2002. So for the last 24 hours, we've gotten progressively warmer. And you know, we are in the same pattern that's been, unfortunately, adding insult to injury as far as dealing with this drought is concerned. Elevated temperatures, increasing in winds, and of course, the lack of rain in general, once again, has been very problematic for us. 69 degrees. That's where we are right now in Milton, as well as Georgetown and Delmar. We're at 68 degrees currently in Seaford. And here's the latest look at what's happening. We have light precipitation we've been tracking, you know, and right now we have to use a microscope to scan for any kind of rain anywhere. We have a trough that's approaching us, but to be honest, as I switch sides so you can get a better view, by the time it reaches this elongated low, or better known as a trough, everything just kind of evaporates, and it's way to our north anyway. So not looking great. We have gone literally 40 days without seeing a drop of rain. Tomorrow was going to be our first day. We were thinking about maybe finally breaking this curse, so to speak. I don't see it happening. I mean, we may catch a sprinkle on a windshield briefly, and if you do, you know, send a picture. But other than that, I just don't think we're going to break that pattern, because we're in a severe pattern. And more than likely, as we update this for Thursday, it's going to show more areas being severe instead of just moderate down towards Ocean Pines. Don't be surprised if they're under the severe category as well. I mean, so far this month, we've literally had exceptionally dry conditions, and we're in a new month right now. So just over ½ inch of rain lacking. Now, I guess one good part or the bright side of this is that if you're looking to take some wonderful fall pictures, well, we're at peak season right now throughout most of Delaware, near peak or peak. So everything's very colorful, but they're falling fast. You better take pictures soon, because it's so dry, all the leaves are falling. We're in the 60s for tonight. Our return day planner, big deal, return day. So everybody can come back together and work together. Well, the forecast is coming back together as well. Temperatures will be in the 70s, will be cloudy, a little breezy, would love a little rain, not likely. We may catch a sprinkle or two. I mean, we see the possibility of a sprinkle just briefly with the rain that pushes through, but because it's such a flash in the pan, I can't really lean into it with confidence, to be quite honest. But Friday, we'll have a good deal of sunshine, and we'll be warm on Friday. But then Saturday, it gets weird on Saturday because that's when it starts getting really cold. But before that happens, your leaf blowing forecast, I mean, we're looking at good conditions for doing all that. The leaves are going to be very light. You can blow them over like it's nothing. Now, the next real chance of rain, I think, is really going to be concentrated on Monday. You see, at 1 o'clock in the morning, we have rain bridging across all of Maryland and Delaware. And then it gets thicker and heavier for us by 6 o'clock in the morning. And that stayed consistent. That's why I like this model. It stayed consistent with the potential of rain, so we're going to hang in there. But if you're going to be doing the apple picking, and who doesn't like that, right? We're looking for it to stay quiet for us. But on Sunday, it's going to be much colder as you're out there plucking the fruit. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodel Extended Forecast. For Veterans Day, we do have a decent chance of scattered showers on that day. And then after that, we have perhaps a little more rain on our 10-day forecast, which we'll show you later in the newscast, Christina.
All right, Paul, thank you. And you just heard Paul say it. It is still really dry out there. So Georgetown firefighters are reminding people to respect the ongoing burn ban. Over the last few days, the Georgetown Fire Company, along with surrounding fire companies, have responded to several wood and outside fires. Just a reminder of a few things that are prohibited right now: bonfires, controlled burning, fire for land cleaning, and fires for demolition.
DENREC is hosting a free webinar on November 14th. It's focused on nature-based stormwater management and living shoreline project. It's going to feature experts from Underwood and Associates who will discuss efforts to restore natural infrastructure and protect waterfronts from climate change. That includes projects in parts of Maryland. Registration is open until the webinar starts at 10 a.m. Still to come tonight, a big boost for U.S. stocks, why markets are soaring after the Trump victory in Tuesday's election.
And coming up, bigger is better, why giant TVs are a hot trend right now.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
The Toyota RAV4 Legacy is earned as the best-selling SUV in America. Designed with the capabilities and comfort to tame the trail or road. Right now, get a RAV4 with low 3.99% APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
Farmers are superheroes, true conservationists. We are using soil health practices to help fight climate change. Soil health farmers are working today to protect tomorrow, using regenerative agriculture and climate-smart practices like no-till and cover crops to improve soil health. Healthy soils sequester carbon, improve water quality, and produce sustainable, nutrient-rich food. Soil health farmers are working today to keep Delmarva a beautiful place for generations to come.
Foul odors, discolored water, are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Celebrate the historic Return Day tradition this Thursday. CoastTV brings you coverage of the traditions that unite Sussex County. Full coverage Thursday on CoastTV News, CoastTV.com, and the CoastTV News app.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
NVIDIA is now the world's most valuable company. The artificial intelligence software company surpassed Apple in a tech shakeup Tuesday, with its market capitalization growing by nearly 3%. It now has a $3.43 trillion market capitalization. NVIDIA shares have nearly tripled so far in 2024. The company saw explosive growth in 2023 when it emerged as the primary source of the graphic processing units, or GPUs, used in the computers that power AI operations.
The market soared Wednesday with all three major indices reaching record highs. The Dow saw its largest single-day gain in 2 years. It was driven in part by the perception that Republicans are more business and tax friendly, though historically speaking, markets do tend to perform better overall under Democratic administrations. Nothing rattles markets more, though, than uncertainty, and investors are also reacting to the decisiveness of the Donald Trump election. The Dow finished up 3.5%, the S&P 500 around 2.5%, and the NASDAQ at nearly 3%.
Well, apparently super giant televisions are flying off store shelves. TVs that measure 97 inches and more diagonally across are also known as XXL TVs, and they're becoming a huge hit thanks to cheaper prices. Research firm Circana says prices for 98-inch TVs have fallen 53% from a year ago, and sales have grown by 877% over the past year. And hey, if anybody's watching Charlie and I on an ultra-large TV right now, send in a picture. I'd love to see what that looks like. But these extra-large TVs, they still aren't that cheap, though. Many of the options range in price between $1,700 to $3,000.
I was going to say, the bigger the TV, the bigger our faces are going to look on that screen. And now for something completely different, a Titanic artifact hitting the auction block later this month. This card was postmarked on April 11th, 1912, 3 days before the ship hit an iceberg and sank on its maiden voyage. The author, first-class passenger Richard William Smith, was one of about 1,500 people who died. In it, he states, quote, "Have had a fine run around Queenstown, just leaving for the land of stars and stripes," with a sign-off of, quote, "Hope you are all quite well at home. Kindest regards, RWS." The auctioneer, Henry Aldridge & Sons, says the postcard is expected to fetch upwards of $13,000. Coming up in sports, the high school field hockey Division II state semifinals on the line tonight in Dover, but who's punching their ticket to the big game?
And coming up, diabetes warning, why experts say the disease can sneak up on you and what warning signs you should look for.
And if you're out on the golf course for tomorrow, you should be looking for a lot of cloud cover, maybe even a sprinkle, like exactly 2, because we're going to stay cloudy, still mild with 77.
We salute Airman First Class Jennifer Tremont. At 17, Jennifer left Pasadena to serve her country as a 2nd Operational Support Squadron bomb loader on B-52s. Midway through her career, she faced a life-changing challenge when her son was born with brain cancer. She chose to leave the Air Force to provide him with full-time care, helping him through treatments and chemotherapy. We honor Jennifer's service, resilience, and devotion.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, everyone is a local. Fun times and good vibes await with a wide variety of craft brews, plus our award-winning Primo Hoagies made fresh daily. Dance the night away at the best live music venue in Ocean City. And there's never a bad seat to catch your favorite sports team. Dine in or relax on our outside deck with comfortable seating and beautiful palm trees for a cozy, tropical atmosphere. Beach Barrels open 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. at 132nd and Coastal Highway.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Every roof promises protection, but not all deliver. At Spicer Brothers, we provide more than just a quality roof. We deliver peace of mind. Introducing the Pinnacle Sun Roofing System, featuring 3M cool roofing granules that reflect sunlight and reduce energy costs. These shingles resist algae growth with 3M Scotchgard Protector, ensuring your roof stays pristine. With Class 3 impact resistance, standing strong in any storm. And it's all backed by our lifetime warranty and the best quality workmanship on the shore. Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
In health news tonight, a new study links daytime sleepiness in older people with a higher risk of developing dementia.
In a study of more than 440 people with an average age of 76, those who felt sleepy were more likely to experience cognitive decline. According to the study published in the journal Neurology, roughly 36% of people with excessive daytime sleepiness developed motoric cognitive risk syndrome, or something called MCR. That's a condition that is often marked by slow walking speed and complaints of memory problems. Those in the study who weren't tired as often had only a 7% chance. The researchers say the risk of developing dementia more than doubles with MCR. Medical experts say elderly people who are having significant daytime sleepiness are advised to raise their issue with doctors.
It's National Diabetes Month, and the CDC estimates more than 38 million Americans of all ages have diabetes, and experts say millions of people who have it are undiagnosed. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains what to know about this disease and why early detection is critical.
It's a chronic disease when a person's blood sugar is too high. Diabetes is common, but many don't know they have it.
For a long time, diabetes, hypertension were both known as what are called silent diseases, meaning they are affecting your body and causing long-term damage before you start to have a lot of physical symptoms.
Dr. Brent Smith with the American Academy of Family Physicians says that's why early detection and intervention is critical to slow or even prevent diabetes progression. So he says to be aware of the red flags.
It's increased thirst and increased urination. So when you're a diabetic and you have this extra sugar floating around in your system, your body tends to get rid of it through your urine.
In addition to increased thirst and urination, Smith says to also watch out for signs like sluggishness, general malaise, or not feeling like yourself. But he says before symptoms start, it's important to see a doctor to be screened and evaluated for diabetes risk.
We would all be a lot happier treating and preventing it than we would be dealing with the consequences of uncontrolled diabetes or other medical conditions.
Smith says managing your weight can reduce risk of type 2 diabetes. Do that by having a healthy diet, cutting out simple sugars as much as possible, and regular exercise.
And the recommendation for exercise is a total of 150 minutes over the course of the week, which breaks down to about 30 minutes of a brisk walk or cardiovascular exercise 5 days a week.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Smith says weight loss drugs are becoming incredibly popular and are very effective as a diabetic drug and for weight loss. But he says for anyone with diabetes, the best thing that can be done is losing weight by whatever means is sustainable and healthy for you.
Delaware State was the home of the state semifinals in Delaware Division II field hockey. 3 of the 4 remaining teams hail from Delmarva, including the 8-time reigning state champion Delmar Wildcats. And the 2-seed Wildcats took on the number 3-seed Sussex Academy in Game 1. Delmar won this matchup in the regular season 4-0. Del Mar in the white unis and Sussex Academy in the dark blue for this affair. In the opening quarter, Del Mar corner, Jordan Holloman gets it, makes her move, and deposits the opening goal for the Wildcats to make it 1-0. On to the fourth, Sussex Academy down 2-1, looking for the equalizer. It's fired from the outside, and Werner is on the doorstep to tap it in. This game is tied at 2, and we'd need overtime in OT. Another Del Mar corner. Holloman gets by one defender and softly flips in the game winner. Del Mar wins it in sudden death fashion 3-2 to advance to the title game. After the game, Jordan Holloman talked about her mindset in overtime.
I was really working hard trying to put the ball on cage and having one of my teammates finish, and it just got by the goalie, and I'm just so happy it went by.
The stage is set. Del Mar will take on Wilmington Friends right here in the final on Saturday at 1 p.m. as the Wildcats look for their 9th consecutive state championship win. Reporting from Dover, Delaware for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Luke Milai.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
Here at the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in countertops, to not only ensure you get the best product to fit your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
When I came into the Delmarva Design Center and see that big collection of slabs, that makes really the decision seamless.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Not everyone wants a big funeral. For those seeking a simple alternative, the Eastern Shore's most trusted family and funeral service offers another option. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Service is simple and affordable. A direct cremation tribute starts at just $15.95, or choose to have a small visitation service, serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with easy consultation by phone and streamlined electronic documentation. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Services. Simply respectful.
Joining forces for great healthcare, it's Your Dachshund in partnership with Tidal Health. Your Dachshund has much of what you'd go to the ER for, but when only the ER will do, Tidal Health is there for you. Your Dachshund opens 7 days a week with 6 convenient locations and late hours too. Book online for no more waiting room limbo. Fast care at reasonable prices. Your Dachshund in partnership with Tidal Health, accepting most insurance plans and Medicare. Named Best Urgent Care on the Shore. Feel better, faster at Your Dachshund.
Windsor Teak Furniture Famak Island offers the world's best drop leaf folding tables with 20 different versions in stock. They can be used with 1 leaf up or with 2, and when both leaves are folded down, the table can be stored in 8 inches of space. We have drop leaf tables in dining, counter, and bar height, and they can seat from 2 to 6 people. We have a table for you. Drop by our showroom and smell the teak, or check us out at windsorteakfurniture.com, and remember, teak lasts a lifetime.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows and pick the perfect apples, organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood. The historic Lewis Farmers Market is now in the Lewis Elementary School parking lot on Savannah Road every Saturday from 9 to noon.
This Saturday, November 9th, the Delaware Botanic Gardens is offering a special Veterans Day treat. Veterans get in free with their military ID, and anyone who brings a food donation for the Home of the Brave Foundation can enjoy the gardens for free too.
And veterans deserve everything free they can get their hands on. They more than paid the price. Okay, so our Gateway Subaru camera in Ocean City, we're holding it in the 60s, and we're going to stay in the 60s for the rest of the night, fluctuating back and forth between 67, 68, and all of that because of the cloud cover. By the way, our umbrella giveaway winner, Genaro Suarez of Seaford. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. By the way, be sure you keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstedt, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration, Home Remodeling, exclusive 10-day forecast. Return day, a cloudy day, 77, still mild. But man, it's going to get real cold over the weekend, particularly Saturday night going into Sunday morning, before we have a chance of some decent rain on Monday, but definitely a better chance of rain next Thursday and Friday.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11.
For more news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that's up next.
And we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.